Hey there, game developers. Last week, a ton of streamers on Twitch got hit with DMCA takedown notices on older content that contained unlicensed music. In response, Alex Hutchinson, a creative director for Google Stadia Games and Entertainment, tweeted that streamers should also be worried about streaming games that they didn't purchase a license for. The backlash was swift, and Google very quickly went into damage control mode and distanced itself from his statements. Today, we're going to take a look at this from a game developer's perspective and discuss where Alex was right and where he was wrong. I also want to point out that I've only taken 2 law classes at university. I took an undergraduate level course on intellectual property law, and I took a graduate level course on legal issues in the game industry. I'm probably a bit more qualified to discuss this topic than most other YouTubers. I'm not a lawyer or a legal expert, though. If that's the sort of content you're looking for, then just go check out like the Legal channel. We're also not going to get into the ethical problems with rent seeking. There's some other great channels that you should check out if you're interested in that. First, we're going to take a look at the first tweet. Streamers worried about getting their content pulled because they used music they didn't pay for should be more worried by the fact that they're streaming games they didn't pay for as well. It's all gone as soon as publishers decide to enforce it. Publishers and developers actually have this ability to an extent. Some uses of the content can be considered fair use. The game is the publisher's or developer's intellectual property, and they can issue a DMCA takedown notice if you streamed it without their permission. That permission would usually take the form of a license, and the assumption being made in this tweet is that streamers must be charged money to acquire that license. But that assumption is wrong. As a game developer, you don't have to charge people money for a license to stream your games. In fact, you should make it easy for streamers to get permission if you want them to stream your games. Their content and their channels are at risk if they don't have permission before monetizing their recordings or streams of games. If you make it easy to get permission, streamers will feel more comfortable with streaming the games you created. There's a handy tool from Vlambeer that you can use to create a PHP form for streamers to request permission to stream your games, and there's a link to the tool in the video description down below. While a publisher or developer could choose to issue a takedown notice, they probably won't. What's more likely to happen is a publisher might monetize a video that uses their gameplay and then make 100% of the advertising revenue from the creator. Nintendo actually has a history of using YouTube's Content ID to do exactly this. All right, let's move on to that next tweet. The real truth is the streamers should be paying the developers and publishers of the games they stream. They should be buying a license like any real business and paying for the content they use. This is where Alex is definitely wrong. The majority of streamers don't stream professionally. They're amateurs. They're hobbyists. It doesn't make sense for them to pay money to acquire a license. For example, YouTubers can't monetize their content until they have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time within 1 year. This would create an extra barrier to entry, and it would prevent poorer streamers from being able to make the transition from amateur to professional. All of the amateurs and the hobbyists would respond by simply never playing your game on stream for content. And let's be honest with ourselves, the professional streamers will think that you're a greedy asshole, and they probably won't stream your games either. And that might be fine with you if you're a AAA developer, but it's incredibly damaging if you're a small indie studio. People won't buy your game if they've never heard of it. And one of the best discoverability strategies available to a small indie studio is to send free copies of your game to streamers who are likely to enjoy it. Play it on stream. That's right. I'm telling you that not only should you not charge them to stream it, you should give them a copy of your game for free. When you publish your game, you'll get download codes for free copies of your game. You can do what you want with these codes, but typically you want to distribute most of these codes to reviewers and streamers. Even if only one person purchases the game because they saw their favorite YouTuber play it, then it was worth it to give away one free copy of your game. I actually have a few games in development at my studio right now. If you're a streamer or a YouTuber and you like games like Danganronpa, Zero Escape, or Doki Doki Literature Club, shoot me an email at my business email address on my channel's About page. You might be gifted with a free copy of one of my games, and you will get permission to stream it. You don't have to be a big channel either. If you think your content could convince at least one person to purchase the game, then it's worth your time to write me that email. I mean, the worst that I'm going to tell you is no. Right, everyone, thanks for watching, and I will see you all tomorrow.